What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hot Radio Shout In. Stepping in the building, I got my St. Louis fam off in this thing. Chingy, what's good with it, boss?
B-Hot, what's happening? What's happening?
Man, first of all, appreciate you pulling up on the play of the Kick Flav today, man.
I'm in the A. I said, you know what? Let me go holler at B-Hot.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Chingy, can we take it straight from the top, though, man?
Straight from the top.
When that music bug hit you, man, what was it that made Chingy say, you know what, rapping is something I love to do, and I might have to take this out for a whole career in this thing?
Yep. So you know what? When I figured out I wanted to do music, it was at an early age, like 85, 86.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was always, of course, I loved Michael Jackson, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson made me want to entertain. He's such a great entertainer, man, but it was kind of when Eazy-E came along. You know, I wanted to be like Eazy-E.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
The motherfucking real.
Yeah. So R.I.P. to Eazy-E. I wanted
Yes,
to be
sir.
like Eazy-E, and I was like, you know what? I can do that.
Yeah.
You know, rhyming and things. I was like, I can do that. So I started trying to do it. I started writing my own little lyrics and stuff at like 6, 7 years old. But it was sounding pretty decent for, you know, me being a young age. But I was just emulating the artists like Eazy-E and DJ Quick too. Two of my favorite artists. Two of
Yeah.
my favorite artists to this day. And so I was like, I can do this. So that made me want to get into rapping, Eazy-E. But Michael Jackson, the entertainment side, being on the stage and knowing how to perform. And so I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna give this a go.
Okay.
And you know, at 6, 7 years old, when a kid grows and becomes like 7 years old, you pretty much, that's the point where you know what you want to do. And at 7 years old, I knew music was what I wanted to do.
Coming up in St. Louis with it, though, man, because, I mean, even to this day, it's still real in the field out
It's
there,
real
man.
in the field
So, I
out
mean,
there.
what was that like with you coming up in St. Louis?
Coming up in St. Louis, okay, so I come from my daddy's side of the family is pretty much was my aunties, uncles, was pretty much all in the street.
Okay.
Dope, selling this and that. My mama's side of the family, my uncles, cousins, everybody off into the street.
Yeah.
And on both sides, was gang related, bloods. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a long story to it, but
Yeah.
I'm still give it to you because I come straight from the ghetto, just like most of the inner city artists who trying to make it out. You know what I'm saying? So that had influence on my music, and we stayed somewhere everywhere in St. Louis from the projects. I grew up on the north side, Beacon, Walnut Park. And we stayed in the county, so I grew up somewhere everywhere. And I was involved into the streets. I thought I was a blood, getting it from my older brothers was bloods, and so of course I'm trying to emulate what it is that my older brothers and cousins doing. And so drugs,
Facts.
selling drugs, weed, coke, whatever the situation is. You know, the normal stuff when you're growing up. And at this time, early age, I want to say about 10, 11. I started smoking weed when I was 10.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm emulating what's around me. You know, my daddies, my uncles, my cousins, and everything. So that had a effect on the way I was growing up. But I had a journey towards a goal.
Yeah.
That was music.
Answer me this, though, Chingy, with you not seeing much other than dope game success, what was it that gave you that mindset to say, okay, I can make it out of here and I can do the most with my life in a whole nother arena, even though this is what I'm being presented with right now?
What made me say I can make it out, even though that's what I was being presented with? I looked at my surroundings. I looked at the individuals around me, whether it was my father, my brothers, my cousins. I said, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that for the rest of my life. Like, this is all it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said I gotta set some goals for myself, and I gotta go towards those goals and accomplish those goals. And so at a young age, I had my mindset. And at 9 years old, I was on a mixtape in St. Louis like that. I had it. My cousin Ice. He was a drug dealer. He was getting a lot of money. He was 17 with $1 million. And so a homeboy of ours, may he rest in peace, Kilo Manson, stayed on Alcott. I'm from Beacon, and so over there you had Beacon, Alcott, and Davis in the bad blocks, and these is all bloods. And so Kilo Manson, my cousin, was funding his mixtape. Everybody knew I was the little young rapper around, and my cousin was like, we're gonna give you a song on the mixtape. And the song was called Knuckle Up. I was 9 years old. I still remember a piece of that record as well. You know, I'm gonna spit it for you just because it's interesting.
Come on with it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 9 years old, and so I was back then. I was growing up kind of as a battle rapper.
Yeah.
And that verse when knuckle up with a smooth pace, I'm beating like hard bass. You thought you was hard, that's why I'm taking it to your face. And I'm not the type to give up on the cool beat. I'm coming through the doors, breaking and shaking concrete. I'm loped out, and all these niggas get choked out. Capacitate the room, and everybody get smoked out.
Wait a minute, 9 years old, nigga?
Yeah, 9 years old, man. But that's when I was battle rapping. Yeah, but 9 years old, I was trying to compete with the best of them in the city.
That's crazy. So come on, man. Nigga barely even thinking at 9 years old.
Yeah, but like I said, I had a straight goal. Music was what I wanted to do. Yeah. And I was pushing for it.
Okay.
And it kept me going.
Those early groups, man, I mean, talk to me about that. Just joining those groups and being in rap groups, because that's one of the things that folks find themselves doing off the porch. Just like, you know what, let me go ahead and join this group, fellas, and let's make it as a team.
You know what? And so speaking of early groups and joining groups, this is around when I'm like 11. A friend of mine, well, my brother was friends with a guy who's like a brother to me now named Jamal. And we used to always go to this skating rink called Saints. You know, everybody show off their fits and you know what I'm saying, bad girls. And so Jamal had a little brother named Justin. And so I not knowing it's Jamal's brother and Jamal is cool with my brother.
That's right.
I clicked up with Justin at Saints and we just became cool.
Yeah.
So one time I went over his house and Jamal was there. I'm like, damn. He like, man, you Mikey little brother and woo woo woo.
Yeah.
So me and Justin became real cool and I taught him how to rap. And so around this time, like I said, this is about 90, 91, 92. I taught him how to rap, and my name was Slickso. Slickso. So my older brother, OG, gave me the name Slickso because when I would battle rap against cats, he said I was like the slicker, thicker lip zipper, make them shut up. And so he gave me the name Slickso.
Yeah.
I named Justin J-Dog because his barking his bite was lyrics. He was real rough. His voice, you know, he was inspired by Tupac. At a young age, and so he was real rough. So I named him J-Dog. You know, I think that's typical for back then. Growing up, you know, the 90s.
You gotta have a J-Dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Got to.
So I made the name of the group called LSD, Lethal Substance of Dope. This is 92. This is what really let me know, okay, this can be done. We entered in a talent show on the east side of St. Louis at this, I think it was at this time it was called Club 24/7. In this talent show was it was a lot of rappers, it was some R&B singers, it was some dancers, it was some comedians.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Well, me and Justin, LSD, we came in first place. First place, we had the big ass froze and shit. We came in first place. We got it was some tickets to a conference, a music conference in Miami. And what else? Well, I forgot what else it was, but we didn't really care about the tickets to Miami. We gave them to our mamas.
Yeah.
So they can go to Miami and enjoy it. We was just grinding. And so that day getting first place out of comedians, R&B singers, dancers, and rappers, I said, yeah, this is definitely what I'm finna try to do.
Okay, so
and that's one group I was in.
What happened with the next one?
Now, okay, this is 92, 93. Let's move a little forward to 95, 90 to 95. Now, Misfit, well, who's now Misfit, it was J-Dog. His name is now Misfit because he became to be bad as fuck. Like the little dude, he just was bad as hell. That's my dude still though, but shout out to Misfit. But okay, so now we got another homeboy named Mike. His name MGD. We all went to school together. Yeah. And so we all three used to hang. This is 95. We all three hung, you know, just riding around, going to say, you know, bagging girl, all that shit youngsters do. And somehow, at this point now, we done called ourselves Without Warning, but we done added Mike to the group. So now it's three of us. This is 95, 96. And, you know, we grind the same thing. I'm working at Burger King, selling weed, trying to coming up with money to get studio time. So I would fund studio time for all of us, and we go. I would just make a beat from scratch so we can rap on, because at this time we didn't have no producers, producing the track. So I would make a beat for us to rap on and shit. So we got an album. Okay, before I talk about the album Without Warning, my homeboy, older homeboy of mine, Mook Dollars, may he rest in peace. He was a big, D-boy over in my neighborhood, over there in Walnut Park. He stayed, me and him from the same street.
Yeah.
My hood is 49 Bad Block. So he started a production company called 49 Productions.
Right.
He wanted to make us the breakout artists. He had us, and then he had a group called the Cavalry. These we all from the hood. We all from the same neighborhood. And so from there, he was starting an independent company, and we was like kind of the face of it. So we put out a single as Without Warning, me, Misfit, and MGD, called What's Popping Off. And you can look it up on YouTube and shit. The braids, the cars, all the homies, all that shit. And it was called What's Popping Off. Single did really good in St. Louis. We became some little young local celebrities that people knew of. And but dealing with the streets, Mookie and a couple other individuals and stuff, it just wasn't going the way we would like. Yeah. And sometimes when you're doing that, it'll give us weed to sell. Like you know what I'm saying? We grinding though. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate it, but it's like, man, it's gotta be something.
I ain't signed up for this shit.
Yeah, it's gotta be something bigger than this. And Mook Dollars, may he rest in peace, he's great. He's my friend, he's like a big brother. But so at this time, everybody dealing with their lives. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This ain't really paying nobody's bills or nothing like that, but we trying. I had my son in 97. So everybody's still cool, but we kind of stretching our own paths. Yeah. We're having kids, and this going on. Shit gets real. Now we still doing music, but at this time it's kind of we kind of venturing off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm venturing off.
Every man for himself.
But we all still cool.
Bam.
And we'll still make songs and everything, but it was just, I think it was an aspect of us getting wiser, meaning older.
Exactly.
So that's Without Warning, 49 Productions. I'm a stretch to, and this is, I graduated school in 99. Okay. So this still doing music, everything, but still got one foot in, trying to sell weed and be in the street and, do the music. I'm a fast forward to 99, 99, 2000s. When Nelly, the St. Lunatics, got signed, and I got a homeboy of mine named Ahmad who I grew up with since I was 6. This is Ali from the St. Lunatics' younger brother.
Oh, what up, though, Ali? Yeah.
This is Ali from the St. Lunatics' younger brother. We've been best friends since we was 6, growing up together. So me and Ma was kicking it. We used to go to this studio. A guy named Reese had a studio that Ma to be recording at, wanted me to come check out. So we get over there and we just kind of making songs. I'm making the song, Ma making a song. Then we start doing some songs together. A friend of ours who was on the road with Ma when the Lunatics and them doing their thing, named One. So he started coming over to the studio when we was making music. Yeah. So we just doing songs together and we like, damn, sound good. This sounds good together. We all doing our own thing, but this sounds good together. At this point, me, Misfit, and MGD, we not a group. We not, like I said, we kind of ventured off into our own things, but we still cool. Yeah. So me, Mod, and One, like, what? Let's give it a try. Let's make some songs together, see what will come about it. This is 2000. We made some great music, made a lot of music, made some great music, and by my letting Ali heard, he letting people hear when he on the road or with his older brother and them. T Love, who was managing Nelly at the time, was like, and we all know each other in the circle, And T Love was like, man, I want to manage y'all. So we like, all right, cool, that's that's cool. Yeah, we don't know them. We don't know the business for real. We just know these are people we call friends and who we deal with. So we like, cool. But Love, Nelly and them was doing a lot of spot dates, like tour spot dates. Love got us to open up on those shows.
That's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, he got us to open up on those shows. So our homeboy Marquise, who been my road manager all these years in my career, he used to drive us around.
Yeah.
So I told him, if we ever make it, you're gonna be my road manager.
Yeah,
Stuck to my word. Because he used to drive us everywhere.
Yeah.
And when we would be broke, Keys, he cut her.
Yeah.
And Ma cut her too, but you know, he have a couple of dollars, he pay for things for us. But you know, we all had a little something.
Exactly.
Not much, trying to help each other out.
Come on.
But he'd take us everywhere. And so open up them spot days for that tour, Keys will drive us and we'll get a van, rent a van, and we'll just hit the spot days, and man, we was rocking that shit.
What was it like for you when you saw Nelly them blow up first and them being some hometown heroes at the same time too, and then realizing that, okay, they just put the Lou on the map and it's possible?
Well, you know what? Nelly them, I remember, 93 is when I met Nelly, Keywan, Murph, and Spud. Thurr Boy from Track Boys, who made Jaquan's hit Tipsy.
Yeah.
Thurr Boy, the producer, me and Justin Misfit, he stayed around the corner from Misfit. We was always over his house. That was our homeboy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was always riding together over there, making music together. So this is how I met Nelly and them. They came over there. They trying to get beats from him, just like us. The Thurr Boy did beats. So they was trying to get tracks from him. And I remember, and this is when Nelly rapped fast. Like, he rapped fast. All of them kind of really rapped fast. And after that, though, me, Keywan, and Spud, who was locked up, that's with Nelly now, that got out, me, Keywan, and Spud kept in touch. So, and Spud produced 5 to 6 tracks on that album Without Warning in 95.
Damn.
So these people don't really know the connection.
Yeah.
You know, between the two.
Exactly.
Spud did 5 tracks on that Without Warning album in 95, and we stayed in touch. And before Spud got locked up, I believe in, now what I'm talking about when we was opening up for him, Nelly and being in the group 3 Strikes.
Yeah.
Right before that, because before the deal was got, Spud got locked up. I was working on a project with Spud. Spud would always, this before they got the deal, but Spud would always say, yeah, when we get this deal popping, I'm bringing you in.
Yeah.
When we get this deal popping, I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm here for that.
he got locked up and shit. They got the deal popping. They got that shit popping. You know what I'm saying? So people don't know that side of the story.
Yeah.
But I was just touching on that. But back to opening up for Nelly, and them shows was popping, and them becoming so successful and so huge. That was important to me because it lets you know you can do it.
Yeah.
It lets you know you can do it. So I was rooting for him to the fullest.
Yeah.
Not rooting for him in the sense of trying to get on. I wasn't trying to get on. I do music.
Exactly.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
So regardless of them or not, I was gonna be doing my thing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And so 3 Strikes was opening for him. It was great. We was doing our thing, man. And this is like 2000. 2001 come along. Track Stars, who produced Jackpot.
Yeah.
Now, Sham from the Track Stars was in a group called Out of Order. Local celebrities. We knew them because we was Without Warning in 95 and stuff, doing our thing on the road. Out of Order was doing their thing. They had some big records on the radio.
Yeah.
These is our homeboys.
Yeah.
And just so happens they road manager, big homeboy, Doty, was my homeboy, stayed down the street on Beacon. He from my hood.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was all intertwined, and they was on the label PD Wax. That's how I know Sham.
Yeah.
So in 2001 I was with my homeboys. We ran into Sham. It was like, cause I know Sham produce. He know we do music. So it was like, man, let's get in touch and see what we can do together. Come up with some stuff.
Yeah.
This 2001. So you know the normal shit. Still grinding 2001, and we was opening them shows for Nelly and them and stuff, and that process is going. 2002 come around, summer of 2002, I get with the Track Stars, go over Zoe house. This is the summer of 2002. I go over Zoe house. Sham is over there. They partners.
Yeah.
They pop in the beat CD, and first beat that came off was the beat to Right There.
My God.
I said, yeah, I got something to that. Go to the next one. Because when I hear stuff, I just can hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got something to that. Go to the next one. And so we was just listening to beats. Next thing you know, cause my mama put me out around this time.
Damn, mama.
Mama put me out, or may she rest in paradise, but mama put me out around this time. And
My
so I'm
God.
like, I say, you know, I go over to Sham, to Zoe place. Sham is staying over there too. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. 1 bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
So Zoe worked in a group called Vegas, a band. He'll be going to work. Me and Sham will be at the apartment eating Emo's pizza and watching Baby Boy all damn day. No bullshit. No bullshit.
I'm with you.
Eating Emo's pizza, watching Baby Boy all day. But guess what? Sham will get on that drum machine.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, doom, 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 that Holiday Inn,
Yeah.
the drums. I'll be right there. What you, nothing. I had a little chick I was messing with over there that day. And I was like, hey, come here, say this. What you doing? Nothing, I was nothing, chilling at the, who you with? Sham on the drums. This is how we was creating organically.
Yeah.
Zoa come from off in this band. He'll come, put them instrumentation on top of it. Wow. You know what I'm saying? This is how Holiday Inn was made. This is how One Call Away was made. This is how Right There was made. All in this little bitty apartment.
What?
And we had albums. We had a second album besides Jackpot, and it was a storm that hit. The electricity got cut off. We lost all the music. Some great shit too. And a lot of people don't know, man. Guess what? I wrote Right There when I was in the group. Without warning, I wrote Right There the hook and first verse.
Damn.
I just never did nothing with it. That's how previous it is.
Yeah.
And so, but in 2002, now when we making these records, now remember I said in the summer we got together.
Yeah.
Me and the Track Stars. 2002, we was making the records like September, October. So we printed up a CD. We put Right There on it. I think Holiday Inn was on a couple other records. I don't think they even made the Jackpot album, but it was still some cool records. We sent them off.
Yeah.
Def Jam, couple record labels. I think Universal. But we sent them to Chaka Zulu, Ludacris manager.
Come on.
You know, and a lot of people ask me, am I still cool with them and stuff? When I got in town Thursday, I just went bowling with them.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still my peoples.
That's what it's supposed to be.
You dig what I'm saying? You know, dysfunctional family stuff. Sometimes you have little issues, but we get through that. What's important is the kinship.
Come on, man.
But we sent them off to a lot of people. Shaka hit back. Now, mind you, Right There was just a verse and a hook.
Yeah.
Shaka hit back and said, tell Chingy to finish that song.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to back up just a tad.
Take your time.
Ludacris was on the tour with Eminem. That year, 2002, around the time. The tour with Anger Management. Right? Anger Management. Me and the Track Stars went up there, and God was shocking them, and that's how I met them. I don't know if they remember meeting me, but I rapped for Jeff Dixon, Big Jeff, and that's how I seen 20 and everybody. But that I met them around that time. And next thing you know, after that we sent the music.
Yeah.
And so Shaka said, tell them to finish that. I finished it. We got to mix it. Now, this is November. I finished it. We got to mix and master. Sent it back to Shaka. I think he did some radio stuff, gave it to a couple of people.
Yeah.
December 14, I had my deal, Disturbing the Peace, Capitol Records.
Ooh.
December 14. Now, this seemed like it happened real quick, but
yeah.
I've been on the grind since a child.
Yeah, since 9.
Since 9. You know what I'm saying? And this wasn't quick. It was just time.
Come on now.
You dig what I'm saying? It was just time. So I got my deal December 14th, 2003. Right there is the #1 record in the country, biggest record in the country.
Okay. After all of this time holding on to that right there, when that thing hit and went crazy, because that's one of those classic smash hits that ain't nobody gonna be able to take from you, point blank.
It's classic.
It's one of those ones.
I don't mean to cut you off. I have 9-year-olds, 10-year-old kids coming up to me saying that's their favorite record.
What the hell went through your mind when that thing hit and took you all over the damn world?
And it did. What hit my mind was I said it's time. You know, it's time for it to pay off, and that's what's going on. Yeah. And so I appreciated Shock, appreciated the whole process, everybody involved. I said it's time, and we about to make it happen.
Talk to me about that whole process, though, from the time that Chaka said redo that song and finish that thing to that song hitting radio and going crazy. What was that whole process like?
Okay, so that whole process when it hit radio and started to go crazy. I was in Atlanta a lot. Me and the Track Stars was here in Atlanta a lot, and just kind of sitting around because now this is kind of when it was blowing up. Mm-hmm. When it became number one in the country was little later on in 2003. Yeah. But when it was blowing up, we was living in Atlanta a lot, just at the DTP office, kind of pretty much grinding, getting prepared for the promotion tour. The promotion tour, going around doing radio, doing shows, promoting the records. And so we was just gearing up for that.
What was that transition like coming from St. Louis moving to the 80?
Transition from St. Louis to the A. A is it's a music hub, if you will. It's another, I would like to say, melanated Hollywood. Mm-hmm. I don't say black. I don't like to say black because it's clear to me that I'm of a hue, but it's not. It's not black like this.
I feel
so
you.
I think that's a status. So I say melanated. So this is a melanated grounds for that type of music and that entertainment business. So it was just it was a way different atmosphere. Mm-hmm. You see a lot of the artists who you were inspired by, a lot of artists you want to meet, a lot of artists you want to do something with. And so it was just, and we kicking it all the time. Yeah. Just a change of scenery. In St. Louis, we grew up there. So we're a little miserable. We'll be miserable being there. We want to get out of there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We want to venture off. And so we finally did that. And so the change was just extraordinary because now we're involved in the surroundings we need to be involved in to do what we got to do musically.
Mm-hmm. What was it like for you still networking with the St. Lunatics and stuff like that, knowing that y'all all came from the same place and now y'all are all dominating the damn industry and putting St. Louis on the map?
What it was like connecting with, okay, now this is a story.
Talk to me.
So what it was like during that time when I got on and had the number one record and everything, the love that I showed them, I didn't get that showed back. So, it's unfortunate. Now I want everybody to know I'm speaking about previous times.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't take this and be like, we just beefing today and all this.
20 years later, niggas still mad as hell.
I'm speaking about previous times and what really went on. I like for the people to know the authentic truth.
Yeah.
So they didn't really support me like that when I got on versus when they got on, how I supported them. So that real love wasn't there. And matter of fact, I remember being on a promo tour, and this is kind of how that situation got kicked off. I remember we was riding in a van, actually here. Me, my homeboys, the Get It Boys, and Shaka. Ali from the St. Lunatics called my phone and was like, he blow my head off. He said something along these lines, and I'm confused. Like, what's this dude? What's going on with this dude? Like, what? So we back and forth. We back and forth. Shaka right here and her, like, what's going on? Yeah. Shaka take the phone. They arguing. So this is kind of when that kicked off, and Ali had got upset because during the Right There video shoot. I extended an invitation to everybody to come out, but Keywan and Murph came. Ali and Nelly didn't, and no big deal. Yeah. And I was doing some interviews, and I mentioned I was like, the St. Lunatics came through the doors. I'm coming through the windows, busting the windows. We finna take over the house. Yeah. I said, shout out to Nelly, Keywan, Murph, but I forgot to say Ali's name. Wasn't. He took that personal, wasn't on purpose. Yeah. Wasn't personal like that. I was talking fast, moving fast, and forgot. He made that a thing. And so then I'm like, well, forget him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so he made that a thing. And after that, that's when he called my phone when we was on the road. So that's how that whole ordeal started. Now, I don't feel that me and Nelly, I never knew him like that, but we was always cordial because when I was with Three Strikes, one time, and I'm just going back a little bit to when we was doing those dates and opening up on the shows. He had came in the kitchen. Yellow Mac, who was his road manager, had a party over his house. Me and Three Strikes, my two homeboys, was sitting in the kitchen, and he had came in there. But he was like, I assigned you, but he wasn't messing with them two, I guess.
Oh, damn.
So it was a song we had called Bring Them D's Out.
Yeah.
And, like I said, when we opened up, we'll be on the road. And when I come in the room, I would just always hear somebody say, because this was my part in the verse on that song, who that flying past, in the Jag, rolling leaves out of Ziploc bag, praying I don't get flagged, folk. It would be Nelly always saying that verse when I come in the room.
Yeah.
You know, just to shout out like, I hear you.
Showing
You
some
know what
love.
I'm saying? Showing some love. And so I guess he was like, at that party, he was like, I signed you, but I ain't messing with them. But I was like, you know, I'm in a group, man. I ain't gonna do that. Woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's still cool. So I thought me and him was, of course, we're cool, you know, relationship. I remember us being on a road in I think it was Phoenix, big show. This photographer wanted me to take a picture with him. Now, mind you, my crew, his crew, everybody know each other. And everybody cool, embracing each other. Everybody cool. The photographer go get him. He come, he see who he taking a picture with. He turn around and walk off. So I'm like, damn. I guess he got a problem with me.
My God.
So after that, that's when everything just started trickling. And in St. Louis, this local, I ain't gonna even say DJ because he wasn't a DJ. He just put mixtapes together. Somebody we knew, mutually knew. He created a mixtape with all my records and Nelly's, but put it together and it made it sound like we was going at each other. And so St. Louis started thinking, he, you know, put the mixtape out. He started thinking we was really going at each other. But it eventually spread it because it eventually started becoming a problem because I'm from a reputable neighborhood in St. Louis of Bloods and who didn't play that shit, my homeboys, in which he had people that we knew too. Everybody know each other. Everybody come from the streets and everybody know each other. So it could have almost turned people against each other that was solid and cool.
Yeah.
It became a whole big stupid thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because of people's egos. You know? And so I just didn't receive the love from them. And I wasn't expecting it or nothing. I'm my own man.
Yeah.
I don't have to have love from nobody. I'm gonna do what I do regardless. But yeah, man, the love, they didn't get the love back.
Were you ever able to get some clarity on that situation with you and Ali?
The clarity on the situation with me and Ali, we talked.
Okay.
We talked several times, and Ali would be in agreement that he would be tripping. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm gonna keep it real with you, I had no problems with nobody. I wasn't tripping with nobody.
Yeah.
I can't say I caused it because I didn't. What I can say is I received some hate, and I guess some individuals didn't like that this happened not through them or something. You know what I'm saying? And so people was upset. You know what I mean? And so it just was what it was. But we talked, and it was, you know, we talked and it got squashed. But I still don't know why it even began. I still don't know why the problem even existed because it was not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I think, like I said, I think people egos, they were in touch with their egos a lot, and you know, didn't want to really wanted them to be the only ones.
So now you on DTP
Yep.
with Luda.
Shout out to Chris.
Ludacris, one of the biggest artists in the game at that time. Okay, having his way and raising hell.
Yep.
Now you know what they say. It's hard to be on a label with an artist, that's ran by an artist.
Yeah.
How the hell was you able to still have this magnificent career coinciding along with his at the same damn time?
How? And I want to remind people once again, we talking about previous situations.
Okay.
Everybody's solid. It's no problems.
That's right.
But I have to tell the truth.
Okay.
So my career taking off alongside of Ludacris' career. He's CEO along with Chalk and them of Disturbing the Peace. At first, with me and the track stars would come around, Chris didn't really talk to us. Chris didn't really talk to us. And we was puzzled because we like, damn, like we on this label, like he don't even really speak to us. So we asked Chaka, like, Chaka, he'll come around. Don't worry about it, he'll come around. Because even when he recorded Holiday Inn, I remember we was at the studio, he didn't really speak to us. So, you know, it's like think about it. That could be weird for an artist being on the label. You like, damn, like what's going on with dude? So in the back of our mind, we was like, we thought that was kind of fake. Like we didn't get it. Cause we appreciate Chris.
Yeah.
We inspired by what Chris did, and you know, we appreciate being on this label. And you know, I'm not taking nothing away from Chris. Chris is my guy. I love Chris. I'm just telling you what happened then.
Yeah.
And so we were just confused, and we asked Chaka, and he was like, "He'll come around. Don't worry about it." And so we pretty much valued Shaka's opinion and self-being, and so we just did what Shaka said. Don't worry about it. Don't trip off of it. He'll come around. And eventually, Chris came around. He didn't know us.
Yeah.
We didn't know him. None of them had.
I'm pretty sure he was thinking, "Who is these niggas they bringing in my business?"
Yeah, with this right there shit. Oh, and which when we was in LA one time in the track stores was riding around, Chris was on the radio.
Yeah.
Talking, and they asked him about that. Like, what do you think of Chingy? And right there, your artist. He was like, I ain't like it. And he just said some stuff. He said some stuff. We was just like, damn, like he could have just not said that. Like,
nigga.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, but we still didn't take nothing from Chris, man. We didn't take nothing away from Chris. He didn't know us. We didn't really know him, but we just felt like, man, we was on this label. We felt like he could have just picked us up a little bit. But he eventually came around, and we was all great.
When Right There took off and that tax bracket changed, man, what was that like for you when you started getting the show money and the music money, man?
I'm gonna tell you a situation when that tax bracket changed. So in 2003, I was on a road on a promotional tour. It's the promotional tour.
Yeah.
Like for me promoting Jackpot, trying to get it sold, and before July 15th came across, and then July 15th came across, and you know, they telling me I'm selling 90,000 records a week consistently. So mind you, I got my bank, you know, account and everything, but I'm not really spending no money. I'm just grinding. One time I go to get a couple dollars out of the bank. This just my personal card.
Yeah.
Just for personal stuff. I go get, you know, to the bank account, give me a couple dollars out. That motherfucker say, I got $300,000 in my personal account now.
Oh.
Not business account, all that.
Yeah.
Personal account. Just like a 23-year-old, I went and bought cars. I went and bought jewelry. I did buy my mama a house.
Come on now.
Got me a place and car and, you know, everything. But my brothers and them stayed with me. You know, everything. My little sister stayed with my mama, and everything was great.
Yeah.
But the lesson in that for the younger guys that's artists and coming up, don't blow your money on that shit. Even if it's the personal money, go invest that little shit. Let something work for you.
Yeah.
Not this. I had investments and stuff too.
That's right.
But the first thing I saw when I saw the 300,000 was cars, jewelry. Go instantly spend it. First thing. So, you know, lesson that I learned that I like to share with the upcoming artists or artists who, you know, just need that advice.
That's right.
I splurged the fuck out of it.
Nigga without them balls.
Splurging.
Come on.
Taking the crew, we go take them shopping. We on the road. When I would do tours before the tour, I give each one of the guys in the crew 5,000. Tour in. This is not even counting what they was getting paid.
Yeah.
Tour in, I give them another 5,000. That was just me, man. I'm just a soul like that.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, splurging like a motherfucker. Tax bracket changed, and I was young, and I was just getting it. I was running around enjoying myself as any 23-year-old would do.
Exactly. Adjusting to that fame and that stardom that came along with having a smash hit, man. What is that whirlwind like when you have like the #1 record and everybody's calling your name, the money's coming in, you're on these tours, and everybody know who you is when you walk in the damn room?
What's that like, adjusting to the fame? Me, if anybody know me, you know I'm a humble dude. You know I'm a laid back dude. You know I'm a cool dude that don't take nothing for granted. I appreciate it all, but I know it can come down just as quick as it went up.
Yeah.
I was calm through it all. I enjoyed it. I appreciated it. I was always respectful to the fans, and when they want a picture, this and that, autographs and everything, I was there to help. You know what I'm saying? And so I took it in, and like I said, when they said you selling 90,000 records a week consistently, then I was like, yeah, oh cool. Go right back to what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get overexcited because I knew any slight little mess up, you know, it can come down.
Reset that thing.
It can reset it. You know what I'm saying? And so I always kept a balanced mentality.
Yeah. Working with Snoop Dogg on that Holiday Inn, man. What was it like getting with the Dog Father?
So what it was like getting with the Dog Father, I was always inspired by Snoop.
Yeah.
Snoop style, you know, I thought it was really unique. So actually when we when me and Shane was coming up with that record, I already had the idea in my head. I wanted Snoop on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Him and Chris. I wanted on that record. And so, I mean, especially when we got with Disturbing the Peace.
Yeah.
I wanted them on that record. And so I just told Chaka and them and everybody and Wendy Goldstein at Capitol and everybody, and they made it happen. My God. So we hit one out the park with that.
What was the difference in your creative process once you signed with DTP versus being in the 1-bedroom apartment jamming 6 months earlier?
The creative process once I signed, it was the same. Okay. And even if you would have asked Chaka and them then, Chaka told me one time, because you know Tupac is his relative.
Yeah.
He told me one time, he said your work ethic is just like his. In the studio. Y'all make song after song, get it done quick. Everybody at DTP said this about me. That's what they said. And so it didn't change. Yeah. I was on it. I stayed on it.
Can you speak to Chaka's genius in signing you and helping you to navigate this industry early on, man? I mean, what was it that he was doing that was really helping you to become the Chingy that we know today?
What was Chaka doing to get me to be the Chingy that everybody know today? Chaka's a great business mind.
Yeah.
We looked at him as a god. Yeah. Because, you know, you come from St. Louis, this place where you don't really know if it can happen. You know it can, but you don't know if you'll ever make it. And Chaka, I feel like he's the reason I did. He'll say different. He'll say it's me, you know, being modest, but you know what I'm saying? He played a huge part. And his genius of just his business mind and knowing how to strategically do things and leverage things, man, I learned a lot from. But I was still a kid. So I still didn't register what was really going on. But Chaka is a genius and a brilliant business mind who knows how to strategically strive and get things done the right way and in the right avenues and pick the right business ventures that the artist should go in and what they should do. Is really good at it.
One Call Away going crazy as well with Jason Weaver.
Yeah.
Break that down.
One Call Away. Okay, One Call Away. Actually, what's funny about One Call Away was it wasn't finna make the project.
Oh, please.
Last minute of mixing and mastering the project, Jackpot, they said, do y'all got like a record, a slower record, like women type of record? We was like, yeah, we got this one record, One Call Away, but whatever, it's all right. This is, because we make music so much, we was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, they heard that record and said, are y'all serious? This shit is nice. It's a hit. Yeah. Put it on the album. A guy by the name of Cedric from St. Louis, who actually we will be working with in the studio, Michelle and Zoe. Zoe knew him. I didn't really know him like that, but he became cool with being over to the house. He actually was the one that did that hook, was recorded the hook.
Yeah.
Roll with me and everything. Yeah. And so then when we was finishing it up to put it on the album, we was trying to see if we wanted to get on it. I know Marcus Houston was a candidate. Somebody else, and then Jason Weaver. I forgot who the other individual was. But getting them all back, Jason Weaver version, Chaka and everybody thought sounded the best. And so that's who ended up getting on the record. Yeah. And so being on the record, and he did a great job. Yeah, now, as far as Rudy Huxtable with the video, now come on, I used to love Rudy.
We all did.
You know, it's in the Cosby Show. Yeah. Like I literally was like, I'm like, it's my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because we around the same age. So that was, now JP, who worked for Disturbing the Peace, that's his sister.
What?
So Chaka, that was Chaka's idea to get her. And people haven't seen Keisha in the grown-up status.
Thanks.
When she's a grown young lady. Yeah. And she was beautiful.
Come on.
So that kind of reintroduced her to the existence of the world and the culture as a grown woman. Yeah. And everybody's like, wow. You know, of course everybody thought me and her was dating and all of this. And no, it wasn't nothing like that. We was friends. She was cool. I knew her brother. And that just took the video to different heights. And that video #1. All like on 106 and Parks, all my videos is like #1 and got retired.
Talk to me about just shooting those videos, man. What was it like putting those visuals to those songs?
What it was like putting those visuals to those songs, I have to credit that to the directors, one being Eric Wright. I have to credit that to the directors. They had a nice eye and a good vision for those records. I play no parts in the treatments. I just show up, show out, do my thing, and I'm off. But those videos would usually take 3 days, early in the morning, 4, 5, 6 to the next day in the morning. But I was putting the work in, man. I was there to put the work in.
Exactly.
But I credit those directors for coming up with beautiful treatments. Jesse Totaro did Right There. I credit those, and that's my hood and stuff you see me in and all that on the street, my homeboys. But I credit the directors for those beautiful visuals, man.
Now represent Titty Boy I-20.
Represent.
Talk to me.
2 Chainz, Titty Boy I-20. Them my folks, and
Yeah.
shout out to them. Okay, so I remember I was creating that record I think I was even flying to California or her Track Stars. That was a beat, and I was creating the hook and stuff on the record and writing it. And then went to the studio. I'm trying to remember, did 2 Chainz and Titty? I think I-20 did his verse at the studio, and I was there, but I don't know about Tit. And Throw Your Hood Up If You Represent. Once again, I wanted 2 Chainz and them on there. I told Shaka.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of individual, they didn't really know me, so when I would come around, nobody really would
Had shit to say.
speak, interact, had shit to say. So I'm the type of individual that embrace the situation. Like, I want to work with them, get them on the track. I want to involve everybody.
Exactly.
They on the label, I'm on the label. I want to involve everybody. So they got on the record. Record did great, but at the same time, remember the Chicken and Beer tour? That's when everybody got to know each other. For us, the click, Disturbing the Peace, and Chingy click and Get It Boy. That's when everybody got to know each other. They became to know me, and me and I-20 became the greatest of friends.
Yeah.
Titty Boy,
Yeah.
Shauna,
Yeah.
Lil Faye, everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so we all got to know each other, and it became a family thing.
Being able to link back up with Murphy Lee and jam with him on the album as well, though, man.
So, interestingly, on Sample of That Ass that Murph is on, I originally wanted Nelly on there. I think he turned it down, and Murph got on it.
Yeah.
And so, which I appreciated still, but and shout out Murph for doing that, because it's a great record, and Murph is doing his thing too. So of course I would have worked with Murph as well,
Yeah.
so that's why I didn't mind him being on that song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was nice, and then people love it from that album.
Facts. Now, just being able to get on songs on DTP, we got with Luda and stuff like that. Talk to me about jumping in the studio and jamming.
Interestingly, about that song and that situation, you remember Fighting in the Club?
Yeah.
I-20. So I-20 wanted me on that record. And I remember I did the record. I remember we went to Magic City one night, had an event. I think it was for that one record with him and
Pussy
Shauna.
Poppin'.
Pussy Poppin'.
Yeah.
That video shoot.
Yeah.
I remember after that, we was just on a lot kicking it.
Yeah.
Chris was out there. He heard the Fighting in the Club. He like, damn, like he heard my verse. He was like, that's when he wanted me to get on We Got Them Guns. Yeah, he wanted me to get on We Got Them Guns. We killed that shit.
Talk about
People
touring
talk
with
about that verse to
DTP and
this
stuff
day. They
like
love that
that,
verse.
man. What was that camaraderie like when y'all got together and just jammed, and then y'all was dominating, man?
We was
Having y'all
dominating.
way. Come on, man.
We was dominating. What it was like when we got together and touring, just going to award shows and everything. We was dominating. We was huge. DTP was probably one of the biggest labels at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you get that friction from when other artists feel like they projects ain't coming yet, this and that. So people got their egos about different things, but we was unstoppable, man. And it was like I say, it was family on the road. Off the road, we was just doing our thing. Nobody, when you young, the business aspect, you're not really tripping off of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we let the business minds handle that while we have fun, do our part on the road.
Yes, sir. When it came to showing up to award shows and doing television appearances and stuff like that, what was that whole experience like? Just the whole industry side of it.
The whole industry side of it, when it come to award shows and showing up, performing. Me, now keep in mind, I come from. I'm new to this. This is always what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I appreciate seeing the artists. I appreciate being in the environment and everything. We had fun doing it. Won a lot of awards doing it. But it's got its real side. It's got its fake side, man. I've seen a lot of artists I was inspired by with these egos. I was just like, damn, I ain't know dude was like that.
Yeah.
Or I ain't know she was like that. And it'll fuck up your outlook with looking at them.
Yeah.
You'll just be like, I wish I never met him. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, oh man. But I enjoyed the experience and still to this day enjoy it. And it's just a beautiful thing because you're getting recognition from something you so passionate and compassionate about. And now they're taking the time out to, honor you for it.
Exactly.
So it was beautiful.
Coming up as a child at 9 years old, you had this perception of the music industry. When you got into it as a grown-ass man, did it turn out to be everything that you thought it dreamed it would be, or was it a little bit more wilder?
You know what? As a youngin' having a perception of the music industry, I thought it would be get in it, lifelong career. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep happening. You're gonna keep making music, and it's not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Versus getting in it, being successful, being the immediate Chingy that's popular, people know me and it's cool, nobody's really nothing bad, to becoming the big superstar, then media, lying, artists looking at me like this dude, they think I'm trying to take a spot or some shit. And then it becomes, that's where I said it could be real, it could be fake. You know what I'm saying? It's more realer when you're not as big. When you get as big, it turns more fake, because now you got a lot of people that look at you as competition. And I'm gonna tell you something that a big exec everybody knows said to me. I ain't gonna say no name, but I in LA, I came to this party, walked in this party one time, all type of celebrities there. I come in, you know, I go around the room. I'm a cool dude, man. I like to greet people and how you doing and this and that, and especially artists I was inspired by and stuff. I just show love. It's genuine. It's just me. But the exec I'm talking about told me, he watched me when I came in the room and made my rounds, and he said, these other artists don't really like you. I could tell.
Damn.
He said, because you just got something naturally that you got that's genuine that they don't. They had to become who they are to get that certain light. And I'm young. I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, damn, like, you know, but I ain't really think about it. But it dawned on me afterwards when I started being around a lot of people and stuff, and I started to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas don't really care for me. They think me as competition. Yeah. I never look at stuff as really competition divides. I mean, you know, you can look at basketball teams, football teams, everything. Those fans will fight each other because one is rooting for this team more. Competition divides. So, you know, I've always been about togetherness. But he told me that, and I looked at it. I said, well, damn. And so, you know, that rise, media, I started rumors, things started accumulating bullshit in my life when I became big. I'm a kid who's just having fun. So I'm really not paying no attention, but it's affecting my career in these outlets.
Talk about the rumors, man. When you start getting hit with them rumors and you thinking, okay, these are lies. What the hell is going on around here? How the hell did you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, okay, the first rumor that I ever heard of myself was in 2004. The producers of the Porn Awards wanted me to come perform at the show. Of course, I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm coming to perform at the show. The Porn Awards, all them damn chicks, damn right. So I go, you know, we do rehearsals and stuff, and I do my sound check, and later on, I do the show. The producer of the show told me at the end of my set, call the ladies on the stage. I'm 24. I'm damn right I'm calling all the ladies on the stage. Did my set, called all the ladies on the stage. Next thing you know, a picture surfaces. I guess I'm rapping to the crowd. A picture surfaces. I guess one of the girls try to grab my shit. But they're like, it's a transgender individual. Man, I'm on stage performing. I don't know what's going on. Looks like a girl. I don't know what's going on though, because I ain't paying no attention. Even if you seen the photo, you'll see that I'm into what I'm doing. That was the first time I ever heard a rumor like that. And so I'm like, what the fuck is that? Paid no attention, you know, because I brush shit like that off my shoulders. It ain't authentic. It don't stick to me. That bounce off of me. It ain't authentic. I know myself. But that's the first time of a rumor about somebody, this transgender stuff. I don't know why they like to place that on rappers and male artists and shit. I don't know why they like to do that, but that's the first time in 2004 I heard of some shit like that.
And then when it happened again, what the hell?
So cause it's 2004, you know, I broke up with Disturbing the Peace and everything, and it's a lot between that than when it happened again. But it happened again in 2009. Now, when I got back with Disturbing the Peace, me and Chris had a performance in Chicago. Making our rounds. I perform. Chris finna get ready to perform. Me and my homeboys, we go on stage. It's girls on stage in body paint. So everybody's chilling. This one individual came to me and said they was a huge fan of mine. They want to know if they could take a picture. I said, yeah. Took the picture. This is I want to say 2007. 2 years later, 2009, this individual puts that little picture out and said I had a 2-year relationship with them.
My God.
Lied on me. That shit hurt my career. So now, in between this time, I've been talking to Interscope, flying to California, getting on yachts, eating fruit with these damn people.
Shit!
Eating fruit with these people, discussing a deal.
My God.
When that individual did that, they blew it up so much on the internet, lied on me. They bagged out from the deal, said that was so big.
Damn.
Fucked me around. I never gave nobody no reason to look at me in that type of light, ever.
Okay, Chingy. Talk to me about when you had these hiccups that you didn't expect to come, man, and then they have these devastating consequences that go along with it. How do you reconcile that in your mind and move forward from that, or just even get over that kind of stuff?
How you reconcile that in your mind when you had them huge hiccups, man? Like I say, once again, if you know me, you know I'm a humble, laid-back dude. Just as well as I can get a punches, I can take them and brush it right off. But for me, in my mind, I'm like, it's spilled milk. It's spilled milk.
Yeah.
It hit my career. I had to take the hit. What I didn't like was the people out there, whether they were fans or not, who knew Chingy and never gave nobody no reason to think no shit like that.
Yeah.
More people could have came to my defense, I felt. Like radio, like even the Breakfast Club that kind of shitted on me and all of that. Charlamagne, them kind of shitted on me, but Angela Yee and like Envy, I always been around them when I go to New York. I kind of knew them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew that wasn't me. And so it was spilled milk. I brushed it off. I keep going.
Yeah.
I move forward. I keep moving forward because see, I know myself. I know my inner self. I'm an authentic individual. I know me. I ain't finna spend too much time on that. It happened. I'm finna move forward.
Okay, so now I got to go back to the future.
And I ain't saying I spend too much time on that with you. I'm saying that situation in my life.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. No, I totally understand. Because we going to go back to, in this chronological order that we going in, we going to cross it again, but you done already explained a lot of stuff. But I got to go back to the future with you with Powerballing and Pardon from DTP.
Yep. So, Powerballing late 2004, working on Powerballing. My mother makes you rest in paradise.
Yeah.
So I don't have an attorney.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty much using Shaka and them attorney and stuff, which was cool. I don't know the business. I know Shaka handles business.
Yeah.
I'm letting him do his thing. My mother feels I need an attorney, my own. Her not really knowing that in this business, you got traffic attorneys, you got what they call it when it's like child support cases or whatever, those type of attorneys. She don't know that you need to get an entertainment attorney for artists.
Yeah.
She goes and get like one of these attorneys in St. Louis, and this dude comes aboard, and first thing he says is disturbing the peace, stealing from me. Mind you, and I always have to reiterate this with people that I never said that.
Yeah.
Never said it. He says it. Now, you have a 24-year-old kid. I feel like I'm thinking he's a lawyer. I'm like, he must know what he's talking about. He's a lawyer. That's just where I'm at. But I'm like, Shocking the man never did shit to me. I don't know what he talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it eventually becomes, we meet in St. Louis. Shocking them come to St. Louis with the accounting team. And then this lawyer is there with his accusations. Shaka's across from me. He's like, man, have I ever done this? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You know, not ever done nothing to me. I don't know. I'm 20. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm kind of lost because he accusing them, and it became this quarrel.
Yeah.
That I didn't even ask for. I didn't cause the quarrel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My mama just was trying to give me some representation. So we talking. I'm like, no, I ain't never done nothing to me. This, and that. But what caused the parting was when everybody left from that meeting, communication slowed down. Because now people thinking like, may feel a certain way, and feelings, communication just started to slowly break off. And that's kind of what caused the separation.
A classic case of I ain't got time for this shit happened.
I ain't got time for this shit?
Yeah.
Like far as what?
As far as the communication part.
Kind of, yeah. Like, I guess just was like, I ain't finna deal with this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, fuck it. Just go this way. But Jeff Dix, I remember being in Miami, Jeff was like, man, let's talk about this. Let's fix this. Let's situate this. I'm so lost at this point. I'm tired. They running me crazy. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
So you getting ready to drop Powerballing, man, and you're putting out that album. You going crazy again.
This was a great album,
Come
by the
on.
way, but it was rushed. Reason I say it was rushed, the president of Capitol Records was rushing me for an album for fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really, me and the track stars, we trying to come up with stuff, but by this time, I have to be honest, the track stars, they just wanted to sit in St. Louis and spend money and be,
And kick it.
we used to call them the lazy stars.
Oh.
I said, man, come on. And I used to try to keep them on the road. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Keep it going. But them my guys. But, man, you know, I guess they spending the money, having the time of their life. And then I noticed people start trying to get me with other producers and stuff. I'm like, damn, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm really like, what the fuck going on? This the formula.
Yeah. And it was winning.
And now Trackstar still had tracks on that second album, great records, but I still worked with other producers, which Baller Baby, I forgot the guy's name, I think he's from California, and which Baller Baby came out, then a remix came out. Remix was #1 with Lil Flip.
Yeah.
And Baller Baby, the record with just me, did very good. I
Yeah.
used to perform that shit. It'll get a bigger response than right there sometimes.
Damn.
And so it was a great album, man. Great features. Janet Jackson, R. Kelly. And those are two
Talk about
stories.
those.
So one day we was in the mall. I forgot where we was at. One day we was in the mall. I'm like, damn, boy, that song I got, what was it called? Leave With Me. I'm like, damn, we need to get R. Kelly on that.
Yeah.
He like, yeah, man, do you know we was finna walk into this store. Guess who was walking right in when we was walking in? R. Kelly.
My God.
No, seriously, that happened just like that.
That's crazy.
I was talking to my road managers like, we need to get R. Kelly on that. And that shit happened just like that. And we made it happen. Another interesting one with Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Just me and you. Trackstars produced that. I wanted her on the record. Now I'm with Capitol. I wanted her on the record. Now I'm in the studio in LA. They like, Chingy, call on line 1. I pick up the phone. I'm like, what the fuck calling me at this studio? I get on the phone. Hello, Chingy. It's this little soft voice. It's this little soft voice. It's Janet Jackson. I almost fucking lost it. I said, you know what? Let me keep it together. I'm a boss player.
That's right. That's
so
right.
I keep it together. I'm like, hey, how you doing? You know, whatever. She like, I love the record. I love the record. Yes, I did it. I love the record. So I'm like, wow, like fuck.
Yeah.
And that was that conversation. But her manager, I knew her manager because I did he did some manager work for me.
Yeah.
He used to always tell me like, Janet likes you. Like, Janet's always talking about how cute you are. She likes you.
You ain't push up on Janet, man.
No, I have respect for JD.
Oh, at the time. See,
Yeah.
I
even
didn't-
if he wasn't with her, I knew he was with her. I got respect for JD. I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
forgot about
I'm just gonna
that
keep it
part.
real.
Yeah.
And another situation like that, Kimora Lee Simmons hit me up one time during pulling me back. She wanted me to come to her fashion show. And then she said, and I may let you buy me a drink. Just a boss lady shit. I say, really? You may let me buy you a drink. Okay. So flirting.
Yeah.
Would have never done it out of respect for Russell Simmons. It would have never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And because Russell, I've been to charity events with Russell. He came to charity events of mine, helped me. There's no way. JD, I've been, make Chris Kelly rest in peace. That's one of my favorite groups of all time.
Come
Chris
on,
Cross.
man.
I met Eddie Weathers with Chris Cross one time in Raps Form when I was 13. JD, I got a #1 record with. I never do nothing like that.
Talk about working with Jermaine Dupri, man. Another GOAT when it comes to just collabing and production and an Atlanta icon and industry icon at the same time.
So working with Jermaine Dupri, first of all, you got to realize that was a dream. I was trying to. I used to come here looking for him. No bullshit. At a young age, 12, 13, I used to come here looking for him.
Crazy.
I stay with my cousin.
Yeah.
And so to work with him, to actually be able to work with him and actually get a #1 record.
Come on.
Many people can't say that. That's a dream come true for me.
Yeah.
A dream that came true. I feel like I accomplished the goal as far as my music career go.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So JD is a brilliant creator, not just writer, not just beat maker, but the groups he put together, the fashion and everything he set out on the forefront for people to see was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can never take that away from him. And he's not a hip hop icon. He's a worldwide musical
Genius.
icon, genius. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So I appreciate heavily working with JD, man. That was, like I said, that was a dream come true for me.
Coming out of the hood and experiencing that kind of stardom and money, were there any times where it began to be too much for you and you were like, you know what, I want out?
You know what, man? Creating the fame coming, the money coming. I've never had issues with a lot of my family members growing up. I've never had issues until I became Chingy.
Damn.
Seriously. A lot of people started looking at me different. Relatives who called me Lil Howard, whatever. I'm a junior, so everybody called me Lil Howard, but my daddy Big Howard. And so they changed from calling me Lil Howard to Chingy. That's when I knew something's definitely wrong. When they started doing that, I'm like, oh, okay. So they all looking at me this certain way. And you know, a lot of people appoint and blame you. Oh, he acts different. But really, wasn't me acting different. They outlook changed of me. They start seeing me different. I was still the same. And a lot of them apologized to me to this day because, you know, like there's one of my little cousins said, you know what, man, while I was upset with you, when I ain't even really know why, I ain't never take no time to ask you how you felt. I was too busy criticizing.
Yep.
You know, so that money, that fame, it brings along, you know, a lot of loyalty or greed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people reach towards greed. That money will do something dangerous to you. Like, there's a lot of situations went on, man, in my life because of money. Motherfuckers being greedy and doing scandalous shit.
Okay. Did you feel like a prisoner to that money and that fame, man?
I wanted to give it up. I did. I felt like a prisoner sometimes. I felt like, damn, you know, family acting weird, all of this, because, and these people who seen me grind since a kid, they knew the dedication. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to be happy for me. Don't let the money override you. And then once they notice they're getting nothing out of it, they stop supporting you. And I felt caged in at times. I wanted to give up, stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? My mind was scattered a lot. I'm a Pisces. My mind, I'm an idealistic thinking, metaphysical thinking individual. And so my mind was racing. Sometimes I wanted to give up and say, fuck this shit and just leave it alone. But I knew I couldn't do that. You know, I've came too far.
Yeah.
I've drove and down that road for all these years. There's no way I'm finna stop because of some speed bumps that I can get over.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So even with the rumors situation, all that, man, I take that shit and it bounce off. It bounce off of me, but it can cause some mental issues for me. But the way I rejuvenate, I think I go in my space and think, how can I come out of this, strategize, and that's the way I rejuvenate. And I just eventually come out of it.
Exactly.
You know, mentally I come out of it.
Hood star.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Pulling me back. Tyrese going
06,
crazy.
I believe. So working with Jermaine, Jermaine sent me the record already with the hook on there.
Whew.
Yeah, it was already that shit. He sent me the record with the hook on there. Well, I added to the hook, you know, add my little parts. I was in California at a club.
Yeah.
And bumped into Tyrese. I always wanted to work with Tyrese. I thought he was a good artist. I said, I got this song that you can get on. I got this song for you.
Yeah.
Got back to St. Louis, sent him that shit. He did it. He like, that's the shit. He sent that shit right back, sent it to JD. History.
My God.
Put that shit out. #1, history.
Club getting crowded though with 3-6 Mafia.
I went to Memphis and went to the studio with 3-6. We was having a blast. Yeah.
Talk to me about that experience getting there with them boys.
You know what? They had this studio at this little gated spot, and Paul and Juice is cool. Like I always ran into them on the road. I always wanted to work with them. A lot of people don't know on my tour bus. When I was on the road and shit, on my tour bus, we played Yo Gotti, underground shit. Yeah. 3-6.
Yeah.
People don't know this. We played a lot of underground shit. We watched underground rap battles. You know what I'm saying? Murder, everybody. Yeah. That's what the shit we did on my tour bus. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So 3-6, legendary group who I wanted to work with, and went and had fun with Paul and them, and my brothers and relatives and road managing them. These niggas decide they want to sip syrup.
Oh shit.
These niggas decide they want to sip some syrup and shit. And they fucked up in there.
Oh,
I'm like,
my God.
These niggas crazy. You know, I ain't never into the drill, all that shit.
Yeah.
I smoked a little weed, did some drinking, but I don't do none of that shit now. But they on the shit, they fucked up. I'm in there. We recorded that record. We got it in. I wanted Juice and Paul on there. Shit went on the album. It's history. And it was great.
After that album, what was going on with your career at that point?
Boom. So that's third album. This is 2006.
Yeah.
So you know this is when I got back with Disturbing the Peace. So story on that. A homeboy of mine, actually I was in Vegas, and I believe Chockin was in Vegas. A homeboy of mine from California who did some security work for Bobby V. He was there. He was in the same hotel. He was like, man, I think you and Chockin, y'all and Chris need to talk. He said, I'm finna see them. I said, man, tell Shock and them shit. Let's talk. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. At this point, Capitol Records is firing a lot of people and they're going down. Not that I'm trying to leave or nothing, but they're going down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At this point. So meeting come around, I'll go up to Chris' room, Shock and Big Jeff in there. We just talk. We talking it out, you know, everything about this, about that, about everything. Then we like, fuck it, let's hit the club later on. It's real talk.
Yeah.
We hit the club. So, you know, we just still fucking with each other and get back. Next thing you know is, you know, get back with Disturbing the Peace and, you know, put another project out of this and that. Now at this time, they got a lot of new artists. Yeah. So they're trying to build some new artists too. So I get back with Disturbing the Peace. Well, my lawyer, which was Ron Sweeney, at the time, Capitol's going down. We talking to Disturbing the Peace Def Jam. He like, so what you want to do? He gave his opinion. Now at this time, I got a #1 record. I could have went to whoever I wanted to. Yeah. To be, being honest, I think Atlantic was trying to sign me or some shit around this time, but I felt loyalty to Disturbing the Peace. From what happened, I felt like, no, I'm gonna go fuck with Disturbing the Peace again. So we made that deal happen. I went at the time was working on a compilation album. It was a DTP compilation album. And if you remember, I came out with a record. We came out with a record called Celebrity Chick, if you remember, with Steph Jones and damn. What was it? No, not Houston. That was I like that was Houston, and that was my record. We gave it to him.
My God.
But yeah, that shit was a #1 hit. That shit was huge. Yeah. But damn, Small World. That's my homeboy. Yeah. Small World and Steph Jones. Okay, so Celebrity Chick was my record. We had a DTP lockout in Miami, and I was in one studio getting it in. But I'm bringing in every artist that's on Disturbing the Peace, getting a record in with me and Duffel Bad Boys, Dollar and Tit. Yeah. We did about 3. I had to come in. We did about 3 records. I'm working with everybody. Steph Jones was signed to Disturbing the Peace at this time. I mean, Serious Jones, the battle rapper Serious Jones. Okay. Me and him did a fucking album.
Damn.
We did an album together down there and shit. So we working together. The the Def Jam office really liked Celebrity Chick. Now, the initial people that I wanted on there was Ludacris and Neo. I wanted Ludacris to have a verse, me on there, and Neo sing the hook. That didn't happen. I don't know why or what case may be in, but that didn't happen. So Steph Jones, Small World got on there. We still kept it moving. They wanted to make that the breakout single for the compilation.
Yeah.
I don't really know what happened because compilation never really happened. But that record kind of came out, but compilation never happened. We never really heard, any other stuff, music off there. And I don't know what happened with that situation, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that was supposed to be my first single for my project. Okay, so this is 2007. This is going on. I do Fly Like Me with A. Marie. Fly Like Me, A. Marie. I was like, you know what? And actually, I was like, Chris wrote that record. Chris wrote that record. I was like, I want Chris to. This was an experience of mine. I wanted.
Yeah.
Like I wanted Chris to write it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Chris wrote that record, and I just performed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But great record. I think it came out in the wrong time. It came out in winter. I think it should have came out in the spring. But great record, did okay, but didn't do as good as everybody would thought. But once again, that Hated or Love It project was kind of rushed. We didn't really focus, and they had a lot of new artists that trying to focus on doing things. And so this is around the time that Bobby was still there, but Bobby wanted to leave. So I think the big artist there was kind of feeling like, I know y'all trying to focus on, but focus on this.
Yeah.
I even suggested me, Bobby, and Chris doing an album. I suggested that to somebody, which, if we're in the business of selling records, I think that would have sold records. you know what I mean? And I think at this time, though, a lot of initial problems going on, things is happening, things is changing. People attitudes is shifting, and me, it became to the point where I was like, damn, I didn't know what was going on. Like things were really moving the way I would like, and I wasn't really hearing from people, and this and that. And so I just was like, man, I think I can just do bad by myself. Not blaming nobody for nothing.
Yeah.
But and at this point, I am mentally getting tired of this industry. And this is when I lived in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so I came to Chris and was just like, man, I want to get off Disturbing the Peace, and I'm in a headspace. I'm just kind of done with this shit. Industry, period. I'm like, I just want to live my life, I need to think about a lot of shit. And we talked about it. Chris was like, cool and everything, and that happened. And I remember, because I didn't know what was going on, I ain't talked to nobody. I called him. I got in touch with my road manager here, L.A. Reid, assistant. We wanted to have a meeting with the label and everybody. So we did that, and L.A. Reid was like, what happened? Why did y'all drop the ball talking to Disturbing the Peace? Like, why didn't this happen? Why didn't this happen? Why didn't this happen? He's like, I got another album date though, and do. At this point, I'm so exhausted. I don't even want to do music.
Damn.
Like, real shit. And so when I got off Disturbing the Peace, of course I got off Def Jam.
Yeah.
This is 07, 08. And got off there, and I kind of, then around 09, I moved back to St. Louis in support of my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened with that situation.
So now you're getting ready for the Interscope situation, and then the funk hits the fan again. What was it that got you ready to go again?
Love for music, being passionate about music, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I knew I couldn't just sit around and say F it, because it's embedded it literally in my soul.
That's right.
So I just never stopped. I just at this point I was independent, but I was trying to get another deal, in which I was on my way to, until that false situation happened.
Yeah.
And so after that, 09, with that false situation, I just kind of was on the grind, and I was kind of confused too.
Okay, your headspace after that situation happened. Okay, you realized it didn't cost you a damn deal with a major label that probably would have been a game changer. Again.
Yeah.
And then
I lost a lot of deals. Lost a lot of. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm with you.
A lot of celebrity artists that I knew was cool. A lot of people turned their back. A lot of people turned their back. Trust me. A lot of people stopped fucking with me, stopped dealing with me, and all over a lie, all over somebody saying this. A picture I took with somebody being nice because they said they was a fan. This person lied, and you want to know they came up. That individual, what that individual wanted to do, reality shows, all that shit. They started doing that. While I declined, like for real. I'm watching this shit, and a lot of people talk about mental health. I'm a strong individual. Yeah. I'm a very strong individual, but I was going through some mental health at that
Damn
time.
Right.
Shit was bothering me mentally, but when you see me, if you see me out and everything, you'll never know.
Having to deal with that in front of the world, man. Yeah. Okay, you know, it's one thing for somebody to say something about you and only 30 people here. It's another thing for the whole world to be like looking at you crazy. And then it's something that you got to live down or live with, man. So, I mean, what is the hell was that experience like with your mental?
That experience, because a lot of people's like, oh, you mess with and trannies and all that. It was a lot of shit. And I just was like, damn. But like I said, I'm a strong dude. I'm just like, damn. It's bothering me. But I know I got to come up out of it. Yeah, I know I got to come up out of it because the authentic truth is that ain't true. So I'm one of them individuals. I know me. Like I said, I know me. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna speak my piece and I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm a very spiritual dude and really into self-knowledge and self-knowing. So, like I said, it bothered me mentally, but I knew I had to come up out of it. And when I went back to St. Louis, my little hub in my house, you know, my mother stayed upstairs, so I had the whole basement. And, you know, I just kind of rejuvenated for a while. Like, thinking and like, what the fuck? Okay, so what am I finna do? All the time, though, I'm stayed on the road, performing shows around the world and still doing what I love to do. Yeah. Just in the music industry, I was kind of sabotaged.
So now, when you speak of that self-knowing and stuff like that in the metaphysics, can you break that down? What was it that got you thinking on that level?
What was it that got me thinking on that level? I was always pretty much a spiritual individual. You know, it was always in me. But trials, tribulations, lessons, and learning, seeing how different situations are pan out, how people are, I knew for the real answers I had to go within me. I had to change my within to change my without. You know what I'm saying? And so I started getting into a lot of metaphysical studies, metaphysics of religion, metaphysics of thought. I mean, I got a degree in astrology and cosmology, astronomy. People don't know numerology, and I was kickboxing. I was kickboxing actually. When I was at my peak, I was on the road. Like I was
whooping ass
with a champion UFC fighter, Jermaine Andre, who taught me. But I went within, man, and I just wanted, through all of this, I wanted to just I don't know if find myself is the right
get some clarity
word. Get some clarity on where I need to be going. Yeah. And so I've always felt the unknown visibility from a certain energy exists. Some call it God or whatever, but I call it universal mind or cosmic intelligence, and I always knew it existed, so I always knew it was with me. And so a lot of the times that existence is your intuition, that little voice you hear inside your second brain, the solar plexus, saying keep going, keep doing it, don't let that bother you. That was bull crap. You know what, read this book. Read this book. Take this class. Learn this. And so I'm listening to that. Then I stopped smoking, stopped drinking, started reading more, accumulating all that self-knowing, and kind of changed me as a man. You know, I started picking my friends and who I hang around, who I don't hang around. And I just started doing a lot of things different.
When it came to the numerology and the astrology, I mean, the things that you picked up from that, how does that impact the common man's life that they might not understand or get?
How that impacts the common man's life that they may not understand? Astrology, you know, we all have traits and characteristics, balanced and imbalanced. So based upon your sign and your chart when you was born and how the numbers play, you can get to know who an individual is. Like, what's your sign?
Scorpio. Today is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday. My daughter mother's a Scorpio. And I know, and a lot of times you just dealing with a lot of masculine and feminine energy. And a lot of people, we as men are masculine creatures more on the masculine side.
That's right.
But we have a feminine side. Because when you get in your feelings, when you start turning up and things like that, that's a feminine side.
Yeah.
Women too. They more feminine, but they have a masculine side.
That's true.
As well. When they take action and be aggressive, that's their masculine side showing. And once you know a person's sign and know different things, like I said in the chart, you can know some of their traits. Oh, this girl is selfish. That's an imbalance of this young lady. It don't make her a bad young lady, but she just has to, on the opposite of that, has to bring it to a balance. You dig what I'm saying? It's just like I ask people all the time, when you look at the thermometer, do you see cold and hot as being two different things? Some people say yeah. A lot of people say yeah. Well, if you look at the thermometer, you see that cold just gets hot. It's one thing with degrees in between. You dig what I'm saying? And we all have that on the inside of us. That's why you say, let's say you ain't fucking with somebody and you stand up, you acting cold. Or let's say you see an artist doing their thing, you say they hot. You dig what I'm saying? And it's the degrees in between, hate and love, and where you want to take it. And so with astrology,
I'm with you.
You can find out how people are, you know, and if people look more into that, you can get a lot of answers on why your mama wasn't really there for you. You can get a lot of answers on why that girlfriend just wasn't for you. You can get a lot of answers on why your best friend act like that, why you act like this, what you need to change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I was always very interested in changing things within myself. I noticed like my father, he had a lot of traits I like, had a lot of traits I didn't like. So it was a lot of shit I felt I was like, I'm just like this nigga. I'm just like this now. I already look just like this nigga, but I'm just like this nigga in this way. I said, but I don't like that with him. So I'm changing that about me. I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you can get a lot of good things from astrology and numerology and all that.
Yeah. Now where you at with it, Chingy? Are there any things that we need to know? What do you want to tell your fans about Chingy?
What I want to tell my fans about Chingy, who supported me through this whole ride, I still got a lot of loyal fans and people that back me up. And a lot of people have hit me over the years apologizing for believing that situation.
Damn.
Yeah, they've hit me over the years apologizing about that. And I appreciate that. But I'm working on a new project called The Golden Flower. Golden Flower meaning knowing your inner self, knowing how to better yourself and what to do to better yourself. And it's just gonna be a lot of real spiritual spit on there.
Yeah.
Along with just like I said, loyalty and greed, a lot of situations I went through and how I look at it. First single was called You Mine. Shout out my homeboy Fresco Kane. He's a artist out of East St. Louis who's, I don't want to call him an upcoming artist because he's been doing it since back in 2006.
Yeah.
And he had a record Coke bottle that's blowing up in St. Louis, went #1, and he out here with me as well.
Yeah.
And he doing his thing. He produced the record. It's called You Mine, so look out for that. Gonna be dropping it. And man, I'm just working. You know, still on the road, still touring, still doing what I love to do. I write scripts.
Yeah.
You dig? I write little series and everything I'm working on, man. And I'm just out here living my life. I'm just living my life, man, taking it day by day. And always going within to get my answers for the without.
How can they contact you though, Chingy?
How you can contact me, IG, at Chingy, Facebook, Howard Chingy Bailey. Check out my YouTube, Chingy Full Deck, FULLDEKK. You know, I'll be putting a little content out on there. I got my Thurr merch, rightthurr.com. And you can get the Thurr merch on my IG page. Go to the shop on there. I'm working on a new brand called 369 Creative Minds for the fellas, but 369 Creative Curves for the ladies.
Come on.
So be on the lookout for that, man. So I'm just taking it day by day, working. Got a cologne I'm working on called Catch.
Okay then.
Catch by Chingy.
Trying to catch something out here.
Yeah, try to catch something, fellas. You dab it on, you dig? Dab it on, go catch you something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one for the ladies too called Catch, but I'm working on that, man. And I've just been fortunate enough to still be here, to still have, like I said, young kids, 9 years old, 10 years old, hitting me talking about they love Right There and they love my records, Holiday Inn, and it's just beautiful. That's really timeless and classic music.
That's right.
I know some records that came out 2 years ago you don't hear. 3 years ago you don't hear. 5 years ago you don't hear. But I'm still hearing all them classic records and people appreciating them, telling me they was the soundtrack to their life.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? People coming up to me like, man, listen, pulling me back helped me and my wife marriage.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I'm like, damn, like.
Okay, reality in your mind, Chingy. How were you able to grasp your new realities? Whether it was, okay, I just got this deal with DTP, or I just got this big ass check. I just went to pull out $30 and I got 300,000 this motherfucker. Or I'm at this award show and I'm winning. My video is number one. Or I ain't got no deal at all. And am I still that guy? Then I come back with another hit.
And it can possibly change.
Come on.
How do I grasp things like that?
Just with reality?
Reality.
Does it even seem real, like you say? Because you don't realize the impact that you having on folks, but you over here impacting people.
I'm gonna sum it up as simple as I can. I live in the right now. I live in the right now. The future is but imagination. The past is but memories. I live in the right now. Whatever my current position is, I accept that. So
you just snap.
So if when that situation happened in 2009 and all that, I accepted that. But let me just try to fix what I can on my end with my life. If I'm not number one selling artist, Chingy and all that, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing what I love to do. May not be in the big wave with the major labels. I know what it come with. I know what being number one come with.
What does it come with?
It comes with big checks being spent at the radio. It comes with big record labels spending big money and doing a lot of stuff to get an artist where they at. It don't happen with just people liking people's music. It don't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's politics. You know, it's who you know, how you know them, where you know them from. You dig what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
It's levels to it, really, because somebody at the top could not like you, or they might be cool with somebody that you worked with that really ain't fond of you, and boom.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. Okay, I ain't get that out the way.
Yeah.
I know what it comes with and how it go. The best way to live and enjoy yourself is live in the right now. Whatever your current position is, accept it. I try to tell people this all the time. It be people out here worried about people disliking them and this and that. You're going to always have like and dislike. Remember when I talked about the thermometer?
Different ends of that spectrum.
With the cold and the hot, different degrees.
Yeah.
Well, there's dislike and like.
Yeah.
You know, people going to meet in the middle sometimes, create balance. But you don't worry about nobody disliking you or whatever.
Yeah.
Accept it. Because that's when you're going to really say, you can deal with it. Just accept it. You dig? I've had many people tell me, they don't like my music. They don't like this. Oh, fuck you. I say, well, why? Why you don't like that song? Oh, really? That's how you feel? Woo-doo-woo-woo. But guess what? After the conversation, they be like, Chingy, man, you a cool dude. I like, you know what? I'm finna go get that project. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with my Thurr shirts, you know, I had supposedly the correct way, crossed out.
Yeah.
And then I have THURR. I wear those shirts. I used to go to this gym. You know, I do yoga and shit.
That's right.
Pilates. I do that for real.
Mind.
Yeah. So it'll be principals in there, teachers. They'll see the shirt and they'll be very curious about it. Like, why does he have it crossed out? And they'll come ask me.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to know what's that mean? I say, well,
I had a big ass hit call right there.
It'll end with that, but I'll say, well, where I grew up and how I talk, I say there. I don't say there. I can't even say it. Yeah. I can't say it right if I wanted to. I say there. I say that's how I talk. You know what I mean? Now I say somebody taught you to say it this way. That was their outlook.
Yeah.
I say, well, I'm an innovator. That's how I talk. I'm a creator. That's how I talk. So that's how I say it. That's how I spell it.
Yeah.
By the end of the conversation with this principal or this teacher, they say, you're right.
Let me get a pack on.
I agree with you. I'm gonna buy the shirt off your site.
Exactly.
No bullshit.
Come on,
Straight up.
Chingy, boss.
My man.
Appreciate you coming through this
Big
thing,
high,
man.
I appreciate
Already.
it.
Wish you
All
nothing but the
love.
best and much success.
Yes, sir. Anytime I'm here, we can whatever. We
Pull
can do
up
it.
then.
I'll pull up.
Be High Radio shouted. Chingy. Holla at y'all in a minute, man. We gone.